Today I'm going to break down a meta ads campaign that's driven over 82,000 streams in 77 days, and the really cool thing about it is that it hasn't even used a single artist video, so no lip syncing, no even new social media content really of any kind, mostly just stock stuff. If you are the sort of artist who has been interested in running meta ads and you're getting convinced that they can work, or you just want to try them, but you've been hesitant about getting into the grind of social media and filming a million lip sync videos or trying to be really clever with skits or something like that, then hopefully this video is proof that you don't have to do any of those things necessarily. Caveat, I do think those things can be really helpful for running meta ads, but this video is proof that you can run a successful meta ad campaign, drive a ton of streams without really being a social media artist. So with that said, I'm going to turn around to the old computer screen and I'll walk through how this campaign has worked and what the results have been. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here we are in Spotify at the old computer screen. I'm going to show you the Spotify data first, and then I'll show you how it happened in Ads Manager. First of all, you see the streaming number, 82,000 streams since February 4th when the campaign went live. That's up to 93,000 streams total. And the cool thing about this song is that the engagement stats have just been super good. So I would consider anything above a 10% save rate, which is saves divided by listeners, to be pretty good. And let's see, I'll get out my handy dandy calculator and see what this actually comes out to. That's like a 36% save rate that we're looking at, so that's very good over that period of time. Streams per listener looks great. I'll show you this month, the most recent 28-day period, in a sec, and it's also very good. And then you can see we just hit a Discover Weekly spike. Here we did, and then also another one this past Monday. So all things look really good on the streaming side. And you can see just over the course of the campaign, like steady rate of saves and stream just going up and to the right. So let's X this out. Here's the 28-day period. So again, really good save rate. I'm not going to do the exact calculation, but definitely above 10%, close to like 25%, a little bit higher. And streams per listener, really good over a 28-day period. I would consider anything above 2 to be pretty good. Anything above 3 is very good. That is a sign that the song has legs, that people are listening to it again and again. And that's one of the key things in how well streaming data stacks, because if every click, every listener you get streams at 3.7 times, it just starts to stack on the streaming side. So looking at the source of streams for the song over this 28-day period, 55% is coming from listeners' own playlist and library. It coincides with the high streams per listener rate, but basically when people hear the song, they like it and they stream it a bunch, and that makes it a lot easier to advertise, and that makes the ads a lot more successful. Very little playlisting going on right now for the song, which is great just from an engagement metrics perspective, because when you have more playlisting going on, you're going to have a lower streams per listener and a lower save rate. Algorithmic just starting to get a little bit of traction. So we just saw a Discover Weekly spike on Monday and a couple Mondays before that. And so I'll show you the playlist here. Discover Weekly, like last 7 days, 317, last 28 days, 2,990. So a little bit of a spike this most recent Monday, and a couple Mondays before we also had some. Getting some radio. But yeah, I mean, mostly it's just been people streaming it. This is the most just consistent source of streams, because whatever happens with the algorithm, whatever happens with other listeners' playlists, like if people are just listening to the song themselves, those are people who really like the music. So that's the best that can happen. And then your profile and catalog, these are people who are coming in from ads. So I'll just give you a sense of like where I like to see songs that I'm running campaigns for. Over time, I like listeners' own playlist and library to be 30 to 50%. So like these two making the bulk of the streams. And then whatever is left from your profile and catalog, and then whatever is left from that other listeners' playlist. So that's kind of how I like to see things break down, ideally. Location-wise, you can see this is a pretty common thing. We've been getting a bunch of streams from Brazil because we are running ads to Brazil, but you can see when the algorithm kicks in, it almost always kicks in like a tier 1 country, which is interesting. This is a Canadian artist, so it's a little interesting that US is the country that's getting the algorithmic traction, but pretty cool. Top countries, US, Brazil, Germany, Mexico, Canada. So US, Germany, Canada are pretty high payout countries. Brazil and Mexico less so, but again, you see the algorithm kick in tier 1 countries often, even if you have traction in those tier 2 countries. And then last of all, I'll just show you the 12-month breakdown on Spotify. So Stars actually ran a playlisting campaign right here to start off, and then it kind of dipped down, and we started running ads February 4th is when they really launched. And so you can see right there, just up and to the right, you can very clearly see when the saves start coming in. So yeah, really cool. I would consider this to have been a pretty successful campaign. So let me click over to the meta ads side now and show you what things look like there. So this is my classic campaign setup. I usually run a main campaign and a test campaign. The main campaign has 2/3 of the budget and the test campaign has 1/3. Now, I actually handed this campaign off to this client last month, so he has increased the budget for the main campaign. I think he did decrease the test campaign. But yeah, this is where he's currently at budget-wise. Just looking at an overall cost per result, this is Canadian currency, so let's see. Let me bring up like a currency converter. So 43 cents is 31 cents USD, and 26 cents is 19 cents USD. So this is to like tier 1 countries, so I would say 31 cents USD is pretty good. And test, 19 cents to tier 2 countries, also very good. Anything below 20 I would say is very good. So yeah, really effective in terms of cost per result. And the very cool thing is, if I just show you the ads themselves, not using any sort of artist video. So like here's the one that has driven the most results. This is literally just a stock image of a motorcyclist that I found on like Pexels or Unsplash or something. Then we have the lyrics just on the screen. This was made in CapCut, just threw like a film filter over it. That is the ad. Super simple. I do have to say the song is really good. Vocals are great. It's in like a folk genre that is mainstream enough to be appealing to a lot of people, but also like I would say niche enough to be very appealing to a certain type of person, which is why I think you see the streams for listeners so high. This is the winning ad, like 2,000 some conversions on this just from stock. So some of the other ads that are performing here are other stock clips. This is like a picture of a forest or something. We got the lyrics on the screen, just this film kind of thing, a little bit of a zoom to the photo, and that's it. Super easy. Here's a third one. This was like a stock image of a cabin. This kind of fits like the aesthetic of the song, and just put the song name on the screen. So pretty basic, and this got a few results, but very much the winning ad has been that clip of the motorcycle rider. So why does this work? I think it's because it's kind of intriguing. Like, I think you just kind of want to know, like, what is going on with that guy on the motorcycle. But honestly, the main reason this works is because the song is really good. So that is just the key to any ad campaign, is the quality of the song. Yeah, so that is the data on the campaign. That is what's happened on Spotify. That's what the ads have looked like. One thing I also wanted to say here that I don't think I said in the screen share, the campaign spent about $2,500 so far, and it is still active, so it will probably spend more. But yeah, hope that was helpful. If you are thinking about running ad campaigns, first of all, I have to always give the plug that we do offer this as a service for artists. So if you're interested in having us run your ads to get Spotify streams and an engaged audience on your music, there's a link somewhere in the description. Feel free to reach out, and I would love to chat with you. And also, if you want to run ads yourself, definitely more cost efficient that way and works very well. So I have a membership, a course to help with that at a much lower price point. You can also watch the videos I've got on YouTube. So if you are interested in doing that, you don't even have to show your face on social media. But yeah, whether you promote your music or not, as always, here's wishing you good luck with it. You've got this.